Alright, today my friends, I'm going to give you 3 actionable and real growth strategies to grow your social media account, to grow your Instagram accounts to the top. Alright, we're not going to talk about DM groups today. We're not going to talk about the weird, hashtag strategies that don't work at all anymore. We're not going to talk about that. People, we're gonna talk about real actionable human steps that actually are designed for the algorithm, because I think the algorithm, by the way, has built an AI, artificial intelligence thing, and I think the algorithm actually looks and tracks down for things, for real actionable, real human elements in behavior, user behavior, all of that. So today we're gonna focus on that. And let me get my board actually to actually help you understand things a little bit better using beautiful drawings. All right, let's get into it. All right, so there's actually 3 strategies that you should keep in mind, that you should be practicing in order for you to get the maximum exposure, to get the maximum real growth, okay? So let's get into it. First of all, there's one thing called the account strategy, which is the overall account strategy. And there's various factors that should go into your account strategy. So let me show you that. First of all, there is your content strategy. Let's put it as a C. Your content strategy, meaning what niche are you in? So for your content strategy, you need to find a niche. You need to find a niche, and in order to get that even better, you need to find a sub-niche. Especially when beginning, I talked about this in my other video, but especially in the beginning, kind of view it as a big cone down. You need to find, okay, you're a photographer, right? So do you want to start a photography account? No, because it's not a real niche. It used to be a niche back when probably Instagram started, but times have progressed. You need to find a sub-niche. For example, dog photography. Right, you got that going, you're pretty much set for the start. Then, based around that, you need to kind of find a theme, a content strategy around that. Try to post similar photos all the time. It's supposed to be the Instagram grid. For example, on Monday you post, I don't know, a dog portrait. On Tuesday you make like a group picture. On Thursdays you post a cat. Well, and then of course you want your whole theme to kind of look the same. You want to have a certain look. And while I think the overall theme look, it's not that important, it still helps a lot, especially when starting to grow your Instagram account, especially when trying to go real for the growth. The more concise your Instagram feed looks, the better, right? So you got that going, you have that strategy in place. The other thing that you need to be is you need to be concise and consistent. They need to know, okay, you post like every day on 5 p.m. for example, about that time. At least they need to know you post every day. The more consistent you are, the more likely people are going to come back to your page and all of that, right? So you got that, but could look good. It could be a cool page in general, but sometimes people are still not growing that well. And one mistake that I see is it's lacking life. And this is supposed to be live, because there's thousands, even if you have a sub niche, there's thousands of accounts like that on Instagram probably. So for example, you have lots of dog photography accounts, and you just don't really stand out from the crowd. And sometimes you just can't stand out from the crowd, because what you do and what you love, and ultimately the niche that you choose, should be something that you love doing. It should be something that you stand behind. So the only way for you to actually stand out is by your personality. Here's the other part of this of your content account strategy that's very, very important. You need to get your personality. You need to get your personality out there in the whole world. People need to know, who is you? What's your story? What's your backstory? What do you have to tell them? What's unique about your personality? What kind of value do you give them for them to return? Because ultimately your goal needs to be, people need to return back to your page. So be clear about your value proposition, that we call it. What can you give to them? It could be your content. It could be your personality as well. It could be your stories, whatever. Focus on one thing at least. And then, of course, what should they expect? And by the way, I read a book recently called Primal Branding. by, I don't even know by whom it was. I will link it down in the description for you. And basically, this guy looks at all the brands, the top brands in the world, for example, Apple and stuff like that, and looks like what do they have in common? What do the top brands in common? And somehow, if you take that concept and throw it over across, you know, various Instagram profiles, you kind of see, okay, this actually is kind of similar to that. And one thing though that probably found within every successful brand and personal brand in Instagram as well is a strong branding signal. Right, and I'm not talking about the logo on Instagram or like you should have a cool logo, but branding meaning you have to have your own unique style. And this all ties together with what I just said. You need to have your own style, you need to find your own voice, you need to make clear what your values are, where you come from. All that should be, you know, parts of your brand, your personal brand, if you get what I mean. The other thing that you need to have, the second thing, is your discovery strategy. How should people discover you? Because, you know, by just throwing up your content, it just doesn't work like that anymore. So you need to have a strategy in place for people to actually find you. And there's actually two things that you can do in order to get discovered. This man covered. Well, kind of, if you can read that, you're good. Right, so the first discovery strategy is the, as we call it, as my friend Gary Vee calls it, it's the 360. Oh no, it's the 180 strategy. He nailed it with this strategy. It's interactions with your target audience. For example, you have all those people that might be interested in your account. You just go there and give your 5 cents to them. Go there and talk to them, interact with those people, and you know, people are in turn are going to see your profile, in turn are going to see your content. If the first part of the strategy is correct, if your content is all good, you know, people are going to stick. So how are you going to find those people? There might be some other account in your niche. In that case, for example, another dog account. And you know, those people might like his pictures and all of that. So go to the dog account, see what kinds of people like his content and interact with his content, and then interact with them. And then the other part of the strategy, you can use that or the other or both, is collaboration, right? So what you want to do, and I made a whole video about this, how to collab with people, how to get featured by huge accounts. So whether it be a free promotion, free or paid, doesn't matter. You should just see that some other bigger accounts feature you, or you'll collaborate with the same accounts in your same niche. But what if, for example, you have rabbits in Egypt? Of course, there's not going to be lots of other pages, that focus on rabbits in Egypt, or other big pages that might feature you. You can just go, using the same principles, go to similar accounts, try to see, okay, what kinds of accounts have the same target audience as I have. There might be some, rabbit accounts that are not in Egypt, but like in, I don't know, in Switzerland, or, it's rabbit accounts in general. So take those, first of all, interact with them using the first strategy, and then, of course, try to get other big accounts to feature you by either paying, right? If you have the money, all of your options are open, or by the free strategies that I have in here. Right, so you got all of the other two things in place, all of the other two strategies, which, by the way, all strategies need to go hand in hand. You just can't take one of those strategies, hope for the best. You have to have all of them nailed down. Right, so you have to, the last strategy is what I call the audience retention strategy. And by that, it's a phenomenon that I've seen happen more and more in the past with clients and with people that I consult with, is they are just doing nothing to get their audience retention, to keep the people on their page, to keep the people to return again. So you have to have a strategy for that in place. What you want to do is, for example, you have your post and there's comments below your post. It might sound trivial and all that, but lots of people just don't take their time to respond to the comments, which is bad, because in turn, like, Instagram sees, okay, initially he gets lots of comments. That means lots of comments, but then he just doesn't do anything for that, so he gets a big minus. And on Instagram, the algorithm's going to be like, okay, He doesn't respond to their comments. He doesn't do anything for his followers. But what good does it do for, you know, for me as Instagram, you know? Because Instagram wants, as we know, Instagram wants people that are happy, people that come back all the time. And, you know, by you not responding to your followers, to your fans, to whatever, Instagram sees, okay, this guy, this account doesn't do any effort at all. And, you know, we're just gonna stop suggesting this profile to his, you know, followers all, aka another way to get shadow banned. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and, you know, interact with your people, like their comments, respond to their comments, especially within a short period of time. You want to go to your followers and interact with their posts and all of that. It needs to be like this human element needs to come to the foreground, because I feel like the human element is lacking, is really lacking, and I think the algorithm does not like that at all. So keep these strategies in place, try to make the best of it. You will grow a lot, my friends. If you have questions, by the way, send them down, comment them down. I will answer them, of course. And well, that's it probably for this week. So thanks for watching, my friends. My name is Dominic. I'll see you in a couple of days for different strategies around Instagram for things. People ask me to do some photography tutorials. I am planning to do some of them, especially, you know, of course, scan for Instagram and all of that. So thanks for watching. See you. Bye-bye.